A budget battle is brewing in Portland. The city is facing potentially multi-million-dollar increases in costs for staff salaries, debt obligations, and employees' insurance.
The proposed budget, not including public schools, is $268 million. The city is also facing a potential loss of state general assistance funding. Joining us now this morning to break it all down is Portland Mayor Mark Dion. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me over.
Absolutely. First of all, this is just a workshop on Monday for you, the finance director and the city council, so no decisions have been made yet. But what was your original feeling as you're hearing the budget and maybe even the morning after?
I think I'm facing the same pressures that a CEO of any private industry is facing. The increasing costs for personnel. We've got to get competitive. I'm chasing the same potential employees that business is chasing. Health insurance is rising by double digits, and that's a significant hit on our cash stream. And lastly, the state is taking steps with their budget and administrative orders to reduce almost by half the monies that they supply us to maintain our shelter and transitional housing efforts. So those are significant hurdles. Monday was an opportunity to take a 40,000-foot view of the budget as we begin what will be a 5-month initiative.
Well, as you mentioned, the increasing in spending seems to be salaries, insurance, and debt. Is there anything else that's a factor here?
Not really. I mean, there's some marginal increases for programs, but that's the core. And I receive texts and messages from the public saying, cut the budget, stabilize the budget. And my response is always, right, what is it you don't want us to do anymore? Because that's the way to get an effective reduction in expenses. And curious, everyone wants more. Stable the budget, but I'd like to see more in this particular area, you know, from tax relief to pickleball courts. Everyone has an interest in our budget without considering all the other parts, and that's the challenge for the council.
Well, it seems like the biggest hit out of the meeting is the fact that Portland looks like it'll be receiving less money from the state. Talk about how much money that is and what this could mean in the long run for you guys.
We have spent, since I first took office, our focus has been to get people into shelter. Rulemaking by Augusta is now suggesting a cut of over $4.5 million to that effort. That's almost a third of what's spent to try to provide shelter to a population who come from outside of Portland. Over half come from other communities. But we're asked to shoulder what I consider a state responsibility. And the fact that they're going to cut that money is going to put us in a position of, one, either asking our taxpayers to increase their contribution, which I don't want to do, or ask people to leave the shelter because we don't have the capacity to meet their needs. So it's a pretty significant issue. I've been to Augusta to talk to the delegation, to talk to other representatives. I've had meetings with the governor's senior staff to see if we can lay out a plan. I know she has a problem. She wants to reduce her cost profile, and I understand that. But we have a responsibility profile that's been put on us by Augusta, and they have to help us meet that challenge.
Why do you need so much money for the homeless population specifically? How big of a problem is that in the city right now?
Well, on some nights we're housing about 600 people. But here, going to the personnel question earlier, we've had to hire 42 additional city staff to help manage those spaces and the needs of the individuals. It's not a backroom operation. This is a significant service strategy that the city has through no choice of our own, And that's why Augusta has to recognize that. I know they've done a wonderful whiteboard exercise and the math looks clean, but I'm there to remind them there are true human consequences. Their reduction on housing, that threatens the eviction of 562 households in this city. That's real. You know, those are consequences that those families are in real anxiety about. Where are they going to go?
Let's talk about you're trying to keep it from, you know, going on the taxpayers out there. How can we keep it from not paying more taxes? That's the big thing you get from property owners and everybody else. Don't raise our taxes.
Of course, no one wants to. I'm a taxpayer in Portland, so I personally suffer the consequence of our decisions. What I need to hear from the public is, what is it they don't want us to do anymore? I mean, they want better lighting on streets, they want sidewalks, they want more traffic enforcement. I've got almost 40 vacancies in the police department, and every week I'm dealing with complaints that the police are not fast enough and present enough to deal with issues, those cannot be funded out of clean air. Somebody has to contribute. So we have to make some hard choices. And even at 7%, I suspect we're going to have to make some cuts. And if we do, I hope the public will understand we can't be all things with every single issue that's put before us.
What do you think is the most important issue in Portland right now when it comes to the budget?
I think it's our social service profile. We're expected to meet the needs of the marginalized and the disenfranchised without adequate support from the state. And I'd wish other communities would step up. If a couple of communities said, look, Mayor, we'll build a shelter, maybe 10 beds, maybe 12 beds, collectively, that could change what it costs us as a city to meet that need. It's a real need. I'm not open to debating whether they deserve that service or not. It's a real significant social service challenge. But what I will continue to advocate for is other municipalities have to step up. Now, the administration in Augusta has made that message difficult because they're going to say, Mayor, we're watching what they're doing to you, and why would we want to join that challenge? So I think those who believe in a whiteboard financial exercise have to step out of Augusta, come to Portland, go to Lewiston, see what it means in real terms with real people and what those decisions might do to them.
The good news, you have 5 months to work on this to figure it out.
5 months. Yeah, the other thing too, please remember, and I hope the taxpayers recognize this, in essence, we're victims of a bigger budget process. We have to wait to see what the feds do, the state then acts, they make their decisions, and then we're left with a pretty challenging reality. And we're going to do the best we can meeting that challenge.
All right, keep us in the loop. We'll keep following it.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
coming on.
much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right.